Well, first of all, I'd pay money to be in the audience for a debate on the impact of education between Charles Murray and Condoleezza Rice. So put Charles's statement together with what you heard from Condi Rice last night, and you have the makings of a really, really important policy debate. A few points. Number one, it is incontestable that what Americans have said to themselves for generations, namely, we may be more unequal than Europe, but we're also more mobile than Europe, and it cancels out, is simply not true. It's not true now, and scholars suspect that it wasn't nearly as true as we thought it was even 30 years ago. So that's point number one. Social mobility in the United States is not impressive by international standards. I can prove that, and these are OECD figures. That's point number one. Point number two, I do agree with Charles, and indeed he articulated in conservative garb a left-wing argument. Left-wing sociologists call it the reproduction of advantage, and it's a real phenomenon. There's no question about it. I will now steal a page from David's Comic Sociology. If you want to do real sociological research in the United States, go to the style section of the New York Times every Sunday. Go to the back pages with the marriages. Okay? Those of us, we in Washington call it the mergers and acquisitions section. And what you'll see is absolutely true. It's what the sociologists call assortive mating. My colleague at Brookings, Bell Sawhill.
Is it S-O-R-D-I-D?
Yeah, no. My colleague at Brookings, Bell Sawhill, puts it this way. 40 years ago, the guys married their secretaries, and now they marry the woman they met in med school or business school. I mean, that's the way it works, and so these differences build on themselves. Now, an argument in the other direction. Immigration, right? The great disruptor in the United States remains immigration. And it transfers constantly a pool of talented kids from less than fortunate economic circumstances, but from families that are rich in social capital and aspiration into the American meritocratic professional classes. And that is one of many reasons why not only keeping the immigration gates open, but throwing them open farther, especially for young men and women from other countries who come to the United States to get good educations and then are sent unceremoniously packing by our immigration laws as soon as they get their degrees. This is ridiculous.